Hello friends, this is Dr. Jimmy again. It's still July 1st, Friday, the first weekend of July, the 4th of July weekend. What a festive time. What a great time to have a drink. Oh, there's a kitty. There's a kitty. A festive cat is coming along. Yes, this is, of course, time for my next cocktail. Now, they announced a while back that there would be a haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights 26, starring the icon Chance. Hello, kitty. That's Bob. Yes, jumping up on my shoulders, but an acrobatic little possum she is. Nice kittens. And I have not yet made the cocktail for that house. Of course, they haven't given us the full name of the house yet, and I thought maybe I'll wait for that. Don't get in my cocktail things, you silly kitty. You want to be a drunky cat, taking after your daddy, aren't you? Yes. Anyway, so, but they did tell us quite a bit about what the house would be about. All about Chance having been apprehended after the Carnival of Carnage, because Jack couldn't be apprehended. He can evaporate. He's a spirit, you know. He goes right back in his Jack-in-the-Box, and poor Chance, still mortal, can be captured, imprisoned, or perhaps incarcerated in a loony bin, something like that. And so she's all there, but at other times she's not there, because when you're in a loony bin, you're not always all there, are you? That's the whole point. And then she's in a theatre of the mind. She can be free and lure us into her own insanity. What fun games we can play! Ooh, I can't wait for that one. Chance is so fun. So, Chance takes two forms in these advertisements they've had for us, these presentations. We see her in the straitjacket, or the prison garb, whatever it is, with red ribbons and no actual makeup, just the scars on her face, where she's carved the makeup into her face, and it's all red and clotted, and she's got a pouty face. That's unusual for our Chance. Burning herself with a light bulb. Oh, she's all mad Chance, I call her. The other one, and her green outfit and her green makeup, and she's quite happy as the MC of the theatre of mine. On with the show, yes? Happy Chance, yes. That's what I call them. I don't know what they're going to call them at the event. They might have the name for them, I don't know. But I've made it for my own purposes so I can tell them apart. And if you're red-green colourblind, you couldn't tell them apart anyway. Fortunately, though, I'm not. But some people are, and they just see two different Chances in brown and don't even realise that they're wearing different colours. You know, it's also sort of like stop signs. You know, you've got stop and go, so you could call it stop and go Chance, but I like better mad Chance and happy Chance. Yes. So I thought then, why not two cocktails? So I'm going to. And this video will be for the Mad Chance, the one in red. So it'll be a red-coloured cocktail. And I thought, what kind of cocktail would be good for a Mad Chance? Well, how about a Mad-hattan? Yeah, a Manhattan cocktail, but just a little crazy. So I call it my Mad-hattan cocktail. So, the classic Manhattan takes, you get whiskey, vermouth, and sometimes a dash of bitters and a cherry as a garnish, usually served straight up. And the whiskey that's usually, I think classic recipe calls for rye whiskey, rye, but you can use bourbon or other American whiskies. And so I had to find the perfect whiskey for this cocktail, and I perused a wide variety of whiskies and ryes and bourbons, even some Canadian whiskies. And it's Canada Day, but no, I didn't pick a Canadian whiskey. I picked an American whiskey that I found to be quite nice. It has notes of honey, and it's quite lovely. Lovely smell to it. Quite a nice bouquet to be. It just seemed like the most appropriate whiskey for a cocktail based on chance. What do you think? Appropriate? Slaughterhouse. So, what we need to do is we get our cocktail shaker filled with ice. Take that part off. Then we get our little cocktail jigger and we pour a nice big full, it's a little bit more than an ounce really because I make big cocktails. Pour that into the shaker, there we go, of our whiskey, which I've chosen Slaughterhouse American whiskey. Love it, love it. Now, red or sweet vermouth. I picked the sweet vermouth. My favourite vermouth is Dolan from France. Dolan. And Dolan's sweet vermouth is Dolan Rouge, which is red, of course. And I thought it would be quite appropriate because, you know, Dolan kind of is like, you know, Dolan. And, you know, Chats has sort of like a doll sometimes. So I thought that's stretching it, but I still, it's a good one too. Pour a little bit. I usually go almost a half of the jigger. Put it in there. In this case, a little bit less than that because I have to make room for something else. So that goes into the cocktail shaker. Because although the vermouth is red, it looks more brown, but it's we want it to be more bright red and bloody coloured, also to match the costume, right? So what a better ingredient than Campari, yeah? Nice Italian. So I think it's a fortified wine sort of thing. I forget exactly how they make it, but it has it's similar to Cinzano or Amaro, and in some ways to vermouth or Lillet and what's the other one I like from France? Dubonnet. All have similar concepts of mixing herbs and other things, fortifying some wine, making something better. But this one has a bright red colour. It's also a very good ingredient for the Negroni. Negroni, which is gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari cocktail invented in Florence. I went to the bar in Florence that invented it. I like going to bars where they invent classic cocktails and having them there. I've had a Bloody Mary at the bar in Paris where that happened, and the Negroni at the bar in Florence where that happened, a Bellini at the bar in Venice where that happened, and an Irish coffee at the bar in San Francisco where that happened. I like doing that. Sazerac at the bar in New Orleans where that happened. Well, not really a bar. It happened in a apothecary shop, but a hotel bar and a hotel which is standing on the spot where the apothecary shop once was. Okay, here is Campari. All right, and then also usually for a Manhattan we need some bitters. And speaking of New Orleans and the place that invented the Sazerac, Peychaud was the apothecary who did that, and Peychaud's bitters are still available. And Peychaud's bitters, of course, have a bright red colour as well as a more sweet flavour. And you want to put some dashes of bitters. Don't be afraid of bitters. Bitters are like seasoning for your cocktail. Some people only put one little dash. I always put several dashes. Whether I'm using Angostura or some other bitters, orange bitters, celery bitters, chocolate bitters, all sorts of bitters. Celery bitters are marvellous, but not for this drink. Anyway, now, got the Peychaud bitters in. So, as I said, we've got whiskey, sweet vermouth, Campari, and Peychaud bitters. And I chose Slaughterhouse whiskey and Dolan Rouge for the vermouth. All right, now we shake it. We shake it like a motherfucker. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. It's not one that you can shake like this because it hasn't got a top. Whoops! Oh bloody hell! I hate when that happens. Make sure 5-second rule, right? Let's make sure this. I suspected as much. If you drop your strainer on the floor, you might want to go rinse it out. Otherwise, you may get cat hair in your cocktail if you drop it on the floor like my floor. I'll be right back. Right back. And the funny part is I haven't even started drinking this yet. Okay, shake it, shake it, shake. So, with this particular shake, I have to shake it strongly but side by side as best I can. God dang, it's cold. That's the thing with the stainless steel shakers. Properly chilled martini glass. Actually, the chill has gone off of it. It was all frosted when I took it out of the freezer, but then it took a while to get here. So here we go. And pour this into, can't quite see it. I don't want to spill it though. Pour this into the glass. And based on the amount of liquor I put into this shaker, it might be more than can normally fit in that glass. So I might have to have more than one of these. Alright. Like a Dutch gin, I need to sip a little bit. Actually, so as it gets to, that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. Again, I surprise myself. Sometimes I think this is going to taste like shit. Doesn't taste a fucking thing like a Manhattan, but tastes more like a, I don't know what it tastes like. There's some similarity in the grain. Probably the Campari was stronger than I thought, although I put in equal amounts. Alright, what I just did, and you didn't see it, was the cherry. Again, I use Luxardo. Gotta use a spoon for that because it hasn't got any stems. These are the original maraschino cherries from Italy, and they're marvellous. Alright then, here we go. For Mad-hattans. Oh, bloody hell, I'm spilling. I haven't even started drinking this shit. Alright. Again, get a sip so that, okay. For Mad-hattans, here it is, my Mad-hattan cocktail. I don't know if it looks as red as it should here. Again, we have a slight lighting problem. I try to do this in the evening. It's 7:41. I want to do this in the evening so that better lighting. It's best when it's really dark outside, but I may have to make another cocktail for Happy Chance. But I don't want to do it right now, because if I do this one now and drink it, and then make the other cocktail and drink it, I'm going to be schlocked in 6 ways from Sunday. So it'd probably be better if I wait a few hours at least after I finish this before I make the next one, which would be a sort of green cocktail, of course, for Happy Chance. Very different from Mad-hattan. Remember, Mad-hattan is more sane than Happy Chance, even though we call them Mad-hattan here. There's a way to see what it looks like. And so you can see it does have the right tone. It's sort of a pinkish red colour, perfect colour for Happy Chance. There we go. Always keep your miniature flashlight with you in case you drop your keys. Trouble is, mine are attached to my keys. Damn! It's also useful for finding things. In fact, when I go to the liquor store, sometimes it's all pushed in the way in the back and I can't see what bottle it is. A little tiny bottle of bitters or something. And then I can, oh, I see what it is now. See, it's a little flashlight. It's like little tiny miniature Julian Browning carries this around. And if you're bad in his theatre, in his cinema, he'll pound you with it. It's bad, bad, bad. Yes. So, it's a good cocktail, I think. Yes, it works quite well. That particular type of whiskey has an unusual flavour when it's combined with these. It doesn't quite taste like the normal Manhattan at all. It's reminiscent of a Manhattan, but there's all kinds of other notes, bittersweet notes. I think that fits chats very well. I think I did a very good job on this. The flavors do bring up all sorts of thoughts. It's bitter and sweet at the same time, with a little bit more edge to the bitterness, because this is the chats who's still locked up. There's almost a burnt flavor. I don't know where that could come from, but that also fits the character too, with the light bulb thing. My goodness, that really worked quite well. I'm very pleased with myself for this one. Alright, so that's the first half. So it's only half a chance. Yes, the first half of the chance cocktail, only half a chance. Sometime later tonight, probably. Hopefully not tomorrow morning, because goddamn, drinking early in the morning, that would be so wrong. No, I've never done that before. But yeah, so this is all of my friends who enjoy this sort of thing, especially my friends out there in the what do they call themselves? The oh, they have a name. Sort of a group of people go to the theme parks and get schlocked. Poor responsibility, something like that. No, poor. That's not it. Damn. I've only had a couple sips. That's the thing. Poor Judgment, the Poor Judgment crew, whatever. I want to shout out to them and to Sean especially from Poor Judgment, saying, so here's blood in your eye, and try these cocktails. I'm actually doing quite well with these. The ingredients aren't that hard to find, and again, it can't be that difficult to make a Manhattan with extra ingredient of Cinzano, even if you don't have Peychaud bitters. Say at Finnegan's, I'm sure, not Cinzano, Campari. I'm sure they have Campari, and they have American whiskey. They may not have Slaughterhouse, but they'll have all sorts of whiskies, and may not have Dolan, but they'll have red vermouth, or sweet vermouth rather, and they probably only have Angostura bitters, but you know, it'll still be decent. It won't be quite the same, but you know, if you want to make it exactly the same, those are the ingredients that I used. Oh, that's right, I forgot. There's more in this container than I had originally. So I'm going to add some more to the glass now. Here we go. There. That's all of it. That's better. Excellent. And in the shaker, because there was a bit more than the glass could hold. And this is a big ass glass. It's not one of those little dinky ones. Strange, you know, it's like part of the edge mellows off after you've had a few sips, because that's true of any drink, but I'm really digging the complexity of that. I'm quite satisfied with the drinks that I've made so far this year. There's been some drinks in previous years that were just fucking awful. I made them once, said, okay, this is the drink for that house, but like the thing I made for Souls and Steam, the hot tea drink, which I thought would be good, but when I tasted it, I got through it. I mean, I don't let a cocktail just, you know, I don't waste good liquor. So I'll finish the damn drink. Then I'll say, okay, that's enough of that. But at least I'll finish the thing. And the god awful. What was it? It was a milkshake from hell is what it was. For Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare, I think it was. God. Learned my lesson there. Do not put Jägermeister into a cream drink. I'm not really big on cream drinks, but I was looking for something off the name Alice. Terrible that was. But this year, so far, I've been doing pretty well with mine. Now, I haven't tried the Happy Chance yet, and it could be a bit chancy. It could be a bit chancy. Again, I've never had anything quite like... Well, I have had something similar called a Dorflinger, but I'm not using gin. I'm using something else entirely in this, so it might be, it should be a bit bittersweet as well, but the sweet ingredient is cloyingly sweet, and the bitter ingredient is notoriously scary and delirious. So it should be amazing if I can get it pulled off, if I can balance it just right, something to pull it together. I was thinking about lime, maybe Rose's lime, not too much of that, I would overpower it. So it must have a green colour and be insane, but in a happy way, you know. But we'll get to that one later, possibly later tonight. Well, I've reached the 20-minute mark. That's all I can say about the cocktail. I'm not going to sit here, finish the cocktail in front of you. That would be self-revealing. So, till whenever I get back for the second chance cocktail, my second chance, then I bid you all au revoir. And till later, have fun. And if you drink this sort of thing, don't get caught.